Huawei has announced the launch of its three-way foldable smartphone, Mate XT, just hours after Apple unveiled its latest iPhone.
Huawei looked to upstage Apple on Tuesday. The Chinese tech giant unveiled a $2,800 trifoldable phone just hours after its US rival debuted its new iPhone. Huawei showed off its new Mate XT.
China has just shocked the entire technology industry with Huawei's newest creation, the Mate XT. This one-of-a-kind device is the world's first trifold phone that folds twice to create a more compact version.
Hey everybody, hope you guys are healthy and safe. I am very excited today because I have here the Huawei Mate XT. This is the so-called trifold phone.
It currently has other top manufacturers racing to keep up, but it seems China is leading the industry with Huawei constantly pushing the limits of what smartphones can do. Could this triple-fold phone be better than other recently released phones from Huawei's competitors? Join us as we find out everything about China's all-new trifold phone. The coincidental release date. With a starting price of $2,800 in China,
MateBook X price here, 2,299 euros. You may feel that's so much is a new technology and innovation here.
the Mate XT is definitely on the pricey side, but that did not stop over 6.5 million people from pre-ordering it. What's even more impressive is that the pre-order process did not require any payment up front. It was more like reserving a spot. The 6.5 million reservations is certainly a new record, considering that the entire global market for foldable phones was only about 4 million units in the second quarter of 2024. Huawei's executive director, Richard Yu, was proud of the fact that China has developed a product that many have envisioned but couldn't bring to life. He mentioned that his team has been dedicated and persistent for 5 years, never losing hope. The Mate XT was first revealed on September 10th this year. But that's not what has really raised everyone's brows. The timing of the Mate XT's release is quite strange, as it coincides with Apple's introduction of the AI-enhanced iPhone 16, both of which have been available for purchase since September 20th, 2024. This has created a very interesting rivalry in the Chinese market, where Apple has historically been popular. Now, Apple's standing in China has been declining, dropping from 3rd to 6th place in the world's second-largest economy. Some Chinese users have voiced their disappointment with the new iPhone 16, criticizing it for lacking AI features. One user on Weibo even pointed out that without AI, the phone should be cheaper.
China already had access to a Twitter-like service. Company called Sina owns Weibo, another microblogging tool, and this stock may be a better one than Twitter's.
But meanwhile, Apple has not yet revealed any AI partnerships in China to improve the iPhone 16's capabilities. This is where the Mate XT takes the cake. First off, it features 3 innovative folding options. When it's fully folded, it has a standard 6.4-inch display.
It is a trifold screen. It's the world's first, and of course I'm talking about the Huawei Mate XT. So let's jump into it. The screen here, this outer screen, that's 6.4, pretty standard. It's 1008 pixels.
But when you partially unfold it, you get a 7.9-inch square screen. If you unfold it completely, it turns into a large 10.2-inch tablet display. This flexibility means users can easily switch between a compact smartphone and a larger tablet, depending on what they need at the moment. In its closed form, it functions like a regular smartphone with a 6.4-inch AMOLED display that has a smooth 120 Hz refresh rate. Even though it's a trifold phone, the outer display is very practical and offers a great aspect ratio, making it user-friendly for everyday tasks. The Mate XT phone definitely leans towards the heavier side, weighing in at 298 grams. But when you consider its standout features, like the impressive 3K 208 Hz AMOLED display, it's hard not to be impressed. This screen has an aspect ratio close to 16:10 when fully opened, making it perfect for both work and play. The phone uses a Z-pattern folding mechanism with 2 hinges, which allows for its unique tri-fold design. The outer screen measures 6.4 inches and has a resolution of 1080 by 2232 pixels, along with an 8-megapixel camera that gives it a familiar smartphone look. One of the most impressive features about the Mate X-T is how thin it is when folded, measuring just 12.8 millimeters. When you unfold it, the thickness ranges from 3.6 millimeters to 4.8 millimeters, which is actually thinner than many regular smartphones available today, all while maintaining a solid build quality. Once this device is fully opened, you're greeted with a gorgeous 10.2-inch display with a 120 Hz refresh rate. Inside, the Mate X-T is powered by Huawei's Kirin 9010 chipset, built on a 7-nanometer process.
The chipset that's in it is the Kirin, I believe it's the 9010, okay? Even though sometimes when you look under hardware ID, device ID, or you look at the CPU information, the chipset information will sometimes show up as a 91T. 7-nanometer process.
While it may not be the newest chip out there, it can still handle most tasks quite well. The phone comes with 16 gigabytes of RAM and offers storage options from 256 gigabytes all the way up to 1 terabyte, all using UFS 3.1 technology. To keep everything running smoothly, it has a 5600 mAh silicon carbon battery that supports 66 watts of wired fast charging and 50 watts of wireless charging. Plus, for those who love taking photos, the camera setup is sure to impress. Wait until you hear what the Mate X-T has in store for this category. The Mate X-T features a flexible triple camera setup that includes a main camera with 50 megapixels and a variable aperture, a 12-megapixel ultra-wide camera, and another 12-megapixel telephoto camera that offers 5.5 times optical zoom.
For the cameras, it is a combo of 50-megapixel main camera, 12-megapixel ultra-wide, 12-megapixel telephoto, and 8-megapixel front-facing camera.
This combination is perfect for all kinds of photography needs. For those who love taking selfies, there's also an 8-megapixel front camera that ensures great quality for self-portraits and video calls. The main camera stands out with its impressive 50 megapixels and adjustable aperture ranging from 1.4 to 4.0, making it a fantastic option for capturing detailed images. Huawei is also advancing its AI features in the Mate X-T, powered by its own Kirin chips, but the impact of the Mate X-T goes beyond just being another smartphone. According to Will Wong, a senior researcher at IDC, the production challenges and high price might limit its sales, but it still shows that Huawei is a leader in technology. In the second quarter of this year, 3.9 million foldable devices were shipped, making it a 57% increase from the previous year. While the entire smartphone market saw 292.2 million units shipped during the same time, the Mate X-T's large display can enhance multitasking, improve media experiences, and create new opportunities for productivity. Users can easily switch between phone, small tablet, and large tablet modes, making it a versatile mobile phone for different tasks. The device can easily change between a phone, a small tablet, and a large tablet, which opens up a lot of cool options for getting things done and multitasking. For instance, you can use it in phone mode for quick tasks, then partially open it up to use 2 apps at once on the split screen. If you want a more engaging experience, like when you're editing videos or playing games, you can fully unfold it. On the tech side, the Mate X-T has achieved some impressive things. It has a slim design that manages to fit a complex folding mechanism, and it also packs a big battery into a small space. The hinge design is advanced, allowing for smooth folding, which is important for making sure the device lasts a long time. When it comes to storage, the Mate X-T offers 3 options with different prices: 256 gigabytes for 11,999 yuan, which is around $2,800.
China's Huawei is releasing a trifold smartphone with a starting price of $2,800. The company unveiled its Mate X-T phone Tuesday.
512 gigabytes for 21,999 yuan, and 1 terabyte for 23,990 yuan. You should know, though, that prices in other countries might be higher than what you see in China. The device is available in red and black and measures just 3.6 millimeters wide when fully opened. making Huawei claim it's the thinnest foldable phone in the world. Plus, it comes with a keyboard attachment that's small enough to fit in your pocket, which really boosts its productivity features. The Mate XT is set to launch globally in the first quarter of 2025, and this will really test Huawei's skills in dealing with the challenges from US sanctions. While Huawei has a strong foothold in China, these sanctions have made it tough for them to sell their devices in other regions, especially in Western markets. The success of the Mate XT will hinge on a few important factors, with one major aspect being how durable the device is. Foldable phones have been under the microscope for their long-term reliability, especially concerning the folding mechanism and the screen. Huawei will need to prove that the Mate XT can handle everyday use, especially since it features a complex trifold design. The influence of the Mate XT on American manufacturers is more than you can imagine. While companies like Apple and Google have been making small improvements and focusing on AI, Huawei has jumped ahead with a brand new design. This situation puts pressure on US companies to step up their game in hardware innovation, not just in software and AI. It shows that Chinese tech firms are no longer just following Western trends, but are now leading the way in global tech advancements. Huawei's cameras have always been top-notch, and right now, the Mate XT is only available in China, where it has already sold 6 million units. This indicates a strong interest in the device, and hopefully we'll see a version of it available in Europe and the United States soon. But that's not all about the Mate XT. As if releasing the trifold phone with some of the best features wasn't enough, Huawei is stepping up to compete with NVIDIA by launching a new chip designed for artificial intelligence, Huawei's new AI chip. Huawei informed potential customers that this new chip is similar to NVIDIA's H100.
Huawei is challenging NVIDIA with a new chip for artificial intelligence, according to the Wall Street Journal. Huawei has reportedly told potential clients that the chip is comparable to NVIDIA's H100,
which is basically a household name in the AI space. The chip, named Ascend 910C, is not just another product. It's a bold move against NVIDIA's stronghold in the AI market. The H100 has been seen as the top choice for AI computing, so if Huawei's chip can match it, that could really change the game. To understand why this matters, we need to consider Huawei's situation. Since 2019, the company has faced serious issues caused by the US, including sanctions that have restricted their access to advanced technology. These actions were aimed at slowing down Huawei's advancements in AI and semiconductor technology. Huawei didn't just give up when faced with challenges. Instead, they put in a lot of effort and resources to create their own technology. The Ascend 910C is a product of that dedication and hard work. Now let's take a moment to look at NVIDIA. For a long time, they have been the top player in the AI chip market, especially known for their H100 GPU, which is the preferred choice for high-performance AI tasks. But to maintain their presence in the Chinese market even with the US sanctions, NVIDIA has been offering slightly less powerful versions of their chips. This has been a bit of a letdown for Chinese companies, who were hoping for more. Now, with the introduction of Huawei's Ascend 910C, things are getting more exciting. This chip isn't just filling a void, it's actually posing a serious challenge to NVIDIA. Huawei is not just making empty claims, they have solid data to support their product. Big names like ByteDance, Bua, and China Mobile have already put the Ascend 910C to the test, and the results have been quite impressive. The performance of this chip can compete with NVIDIA's H100.
This is as China's Huawei Technologies is reportedly readying a new chip that will challenge NVIDIA, that's according to the Wall Street Journal.
Especially in important areas like training AI models and handling large amounts of data. The Ascend 910C is more than just a collection of impressive technical features. It represents a significant shift for Huawei. This move is about the company stepping away from reliance on Western technology and proving that they can thrive independently. They're not merely trying to keep up with the competition anymore. They're setting their sights on becoming leaders in the tech world. There's been a lot of conversation around the potential interest in the Ascend 910C, with estimates suggesting that orders could exceed 70,000 units, which would be valued at around $2 billion. That's a substantial amount of chips, even if it's still less than what Nvidia is expected to sell, but there are more stumbling blocks for Huawei. While the demand for the Ascend 910C looks promising, there are still hurdles that could impact their success in the market. It's clear that Huawei is making bold moves, but they will need to tackle these issues head-on to truly establish themselves as a major player in the tech industry. The US sanctions we talked about earlier into the video have really made it hard for Huawei to access advanced manufacturing equipment. This has led to a lot of delays in getting their products out to customers. To cope with this situation, Huawei has been stockpiling high-bandwidth memory and advising their contract chipmakers to gather extra parts and raw materials. They are preparing for even stricter US restrictions that could disrupt their supply chain.
This is a significant move from the Commerce Department. They unveiled new rules that require any chipmaker, not just American chipmakers, any chipmaker around the world using US technology to get a license.
Despite these issues, Huawei is determined to move ahead and plans to start shipping the Ascend 910C in October. But there's still a lot of uncertainty regarding how many units they can deliver and when they will actually be able to ship them. The challenges they face aren't just about making their products, they're also connected to the larger political climate. Now, let's take a step back and think about why the competition between Huawei and Nvidia is such a big deal.
Huawei came out with a new phone.
Yeah.
And it surprised everybody in terms of the chips in that phone.
This isn't just a simple race to see who can sell more computer chips. It's really about who gets to shape the future of artificial intelligence and, in turn, global influence. These AI chips are extremely important for a lot of things, including military operations and protecting against cyber threats. As AI becomes a bigger part of these areas, being able to make and manage these chips is turning into a key issue for national security. For the United States, it's important to keep advanced AI chips away from potential rivals. That's why they've set up strict rules about exporting AI technology, especially chips like Nvidia's H100. They're concerned that these chips could be used to boost military power or create advanced surveillance systems in countries such as China. On the other hand, China believes that developing its own AI chips is necessary for its national security. By building their own technology, they can lessen their reliance on outside suppliers and ensure that their important systems remain safe. So what's really on the line here? How well Huawei can pull off its AI feature. Having control over AI technology isn't just about making more money, it's also about gaining a strategic advantage when it comes to global security.
As we've launched the Core Ultra with Meteor Lake, it also introduced this next generation of chiplet-based design, and Lunar Lake is the next step forward, and I'm happy to announce it today.
The race to create and launch AI chips is a major part of the larger battle for tech dominance, and its effects go well beyond just the tech world. This competition is fierce, but it's also pushing innovation faster than ever before. Companies like Huawei and Nvidia are really testing the limits of what AI chips can do, which could lead to major improvements in areas that depend on AI technology. This rivalry might result in more powerful chips that are also cheaper, which is a win for everyone involved. But the road ahead is not easy, especially for Huawei. They are trying to ramp up production while dealing with ongoing sanctions and the possibility of more restrictions. If Huawei can successfully launch the Ascend 910C, it could change the game in the global AI chip market. This could open up new opportunities and set the stage for even more advancements in technology. This new chip from Huawei isn't just about going head-to-head with Nvidia. It's really about changing the game in AI technology altogether. If Huawei pulls this off, it could shift the power dynamics not only in the tech world, but also on a global scale. So let's take a closer look at what makes the Ascend 910C stand out. It's not merely about having a lot of power, it's also about being efficient and adaptable. Huawei claims that their chip can manage a broader variety of AI tasks more effectively than what other companies offer. This could be a major breakthrough for businesses wanting to use AI in different parts of their operations. But it's not only about the chip itself. Huawei has also been putting in a lot of effort on the software front. They've created their own AI framework called MindSpore, which is designed to work perfectly with the Ascend 910C and rival Google's TensorFlow at the same time. This combined approach could give Huawei a big edge, especially in China, where they can fully utilize their technology. You might be thinking about what this means for everyday people. In the short term, you might not see much change, but over time, this kind of competition and innovation in AI chips could lead to some really cool advancements. We could see faster and more efficient AI that enhances everything from voice assistants on smartphones.
Let's face it, the thing we really want out of AI is a personal assistant. A thing with a brain the size of a planet, like Marvin.
To self-driving vehicles. But we shouldn't get too ahead of ourselves just yet. There are still many questions about how well the Ascend 910C will perform in real-life situations. And even if it meets expectations, Huawei has some tough challenges ahead regarding production and distribution. One of the major uncertainties in the current situation is the ongoing tensions between the US and China. The tech industry has turned into a significant battleground in this larger conflict, and the future of companies like Huawei and Nvidia could be greatly affected by political choices. For Nvidia, the challenge is straightforward. They must find a way to remain competitive in the Chinese market while also following US export rules. This is a tricky balancing act that is getting harder as Chinese companies like Huawei improve their technology and catch up. On the other hand, Huawei has to show that they can consistently produce and deliver advanced chips in large quantities. They also need to persuade potential customers that their technology is a reliable long-term option compared to what Nvidia offers. So what does the future look like? It's tough to predict, but one thing is certain. The AI chip market is becoming more competitive, and the rivalry is more intense than ever. It's still quite unclear if Huawei can really take on Nvidia, Apple, and Google's strong positions in the market. But one thing is certain. This competition is going to spark new ideas and push the limits of what we can do with AI technology. As we think about this ongoing tech race, it's important to recognize how it will affect our lives in ways we might not fully understand yet. AI is set to influence many areas, from healthcare and education to entertainment and scientific research. The companies and nations that excel in creating AI chips will have a big edge in shaping the future.
Chinese firms are ramping up efforts to create a rival to Nvidia's AI chips, but the country's semiconductor industry is facing mounting challenges.
This clash between Huawei and Nvidia is about much more than just making money or gaining market share. It's about who will have the power to guide the future of one of the most historical technologies of our time. As AI continues to evolve, it will become a bigger part of our everyday lives, and the leaders in this field will play a major part in determining how it impacts society. So while we wait to see how this rivalry unfolds, we should keep in mind the larger picture and the potential changes AI could bring to our world. The billion-dollar question now is, can Huawei succeed in its ambitious plan long-term? No one knows if the Ascend 910C chip will live up to its promise and shake Nvidia's grip on the artificial intelligence market. But while we continue to settle this debate, remember that unlike Nvidia, which specializes in graphics processing units, Huawei focuses on language processing units. To understand the difference, consider this analogy. Imagine doing your taxes. A GPU is like having multiple people work on separate pages simultaneously, completing tasks in parallel. This makes GPUs excellent for complex computations. On the other hand, LPUs are designed specifically for language-related tasks, such as understanding speech or text, and both are having new competition. Recently, a startup called Grok secured $640 million in funding, boosting its valuation to $2.8 billion. Will this startup have any leverage next to Huawei or Nvidia? Only time will tell, but one thing is for sure, the stakes have never been higher. The outcome of this showdown has the potential to revolutionize the world as we know it. Huawei's new chip is either going to be a success talked about for decades or a costly failure. As the tech world holds its breath, the question on everyone's mind is, can Huawei's Ascend 910C dethrone Nvidia's reigning champion status in AI? Or will Nvidia continue to dominate the landscape? The answer will have far-reaching consequences, reshaping the future of technology and innovation. Huawei's bold move has attracted so much curiosity that industry insiders and enthusiasts are wondering if this underdog can pull it off. Do you think China's Mate XT trifold phone is really worth it? We would love to know in the comments. If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to leave a like, share it with your family and friends, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our next updates. Also, click the next video on your screen to enjoy more exciting content.